Wow. I guess that's what happens when I forget to review the intro is I get a bunch of, hey, this asset is missing. Goodness gracious. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talks a Lot Entertainment. And more specifically, What the Food 5 Supersized. That's right, we got the biggest, craziest foods that I found in a while to share with all of y'all. It's going to be quite the time. Quite the time indeed. But before we get into that, let's say hi to the chat. Hail to Christian Delorme. He says, bonjour, everybody. Supersized. That's what she said. And of course, he says, one more delivery before I join you. Well, we look forward to seeing you, sir. Make sure you check the Twitter for the join link. It's in the group chat for all of my wonderful people that are on X, Twitter, whatever. Make sure you follow me over there as well. Talks a Lot Entertainment. I guess it might be worth it. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these, and I've been stocking up, and I mean like crazy. I have I'm currently on What the Food 8 as far as planning goes. So we've got a lot of stuff to do in the future as well, and I'm here to make a single promise that I will try my hardest to make sure those come out in a timely manner. You know, and hail to the snail. What's up, Snail Messiah? He says, what's up? What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is great. He says, hello, Mr. Mighty Cory of the Tubes. Hail to the snail, you know? Gotta love those return viewers because they always bring a lot of life to the program. So I'm a guy who likes big portions and stuff. And a lot of what we're going to look at today is stuff that you and I might actually eat. But what really makes it crazy is the sheer volume of food. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a lot. Yes, some of these are made for restaurants, but you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, I could eat for a year and a half off that one dish. It's pretty crazy. No, that's not where I want you to go. All right. Nope, stop moving, stupid thing. Gosh. Snail Messiah says, yay, big portions. My newly diagnosed type 2 diabetes loves it. Oh, man. Type 2 diabetes. Sorry to hear that, but, yeah, hopefully your diabetes won't get triggered too much by what we're about to see. Because it's a lot. We're just going to jump right into it with something that I think looks amazing, but at the same time, it's like, damn. All right? Let's take a look at this steak real quick. Okay? Yeah, so this is referred to as a 456er. It is a 28-pound, almost 29-pound steak. All right. 28 to 29-pound steak. And let's just see what this man does with this beautiful cut of meat, shall we? Yeah, see, he's gonna flavor it up with some goodness here. Okay. This guy definitely has a lot of time to cook. All right, because this thing has to take hours upon hours to cook. But it looks incredible in my personal opinion. Like, and then of course, you know, after like smoking it or whatever for a while, he goes and he sears it on each side. And oh my gosh, that's like butter and herbs. And like, just wait till you see how he cooked this thing. All right. I don't know how you guys like your steak, but that looks perfect to me. All right. And then he just takes a gigantic chunk out of it. This man knows what's up, and it's nice to see a man who knows how to handle his meat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That man is a master of the meat. That thing is huge. Like 28-pound steak. Like, damn. Oh, Snail Messiah says, that's okay. We can share it, but we need some fries on the side. I was thinking like a nice like baked potato would go great with that. You know, maybe mashed potatoes even. Any type of potato dish goes great with steak. I mean, that's why they have steak fries to begin with, right? Like maybe throw a salad on to counteract the artery cloggage you'd get from eating something this size. You know, like if we're being honest, like this is huge. All right, like and then I'm not 100% sure on why he wrapped this one. It looks like it would hold together pretty well without it, but it still looks incredible. Snail Messiah says baked potato is just a fry that hasn't been in the fryer yet. That's fair. That's fair. I've had a deep fried baked potato before, which was amazing. It was like a loaded baked potato, and they wrapped it and deep fried it, and it was just so good. It was just delicious. It was one, and it would go perfect with this steak right here. I mean, if your mouth isn't watering after seeing that, then you're probably a vegan or a vegetarian, and you have no idea what good food is. That's just how I feel about that. That steak. Ugh, man, I need me some steak. I really do. Now I need me some steak. Giant, like 28-pound steak. Could you imagine having enough money to buy a 28-pound steak like that? Like, man, that would be so nice. Like, I'd be able to buy some equipment for that price, because that steak had to have been at least $200. At least, regardless of where you live. That's a minimum of a $200 steak, if not more. And I got to tell you, that's amazing. I mean, you could turn that into so many other things. You could shred it and you could put it on like sandwiches and stuff, and like you could cut it up, have some eggs with it, like you sandwiches. A steak that big has endless possibilities. You're talking 20 plus pounds of delicious meat. Yeah, the bone probably weighs a little bit, but compared to the rest of the meat that we just saw, oh my gosh. And it's always great to see a man who knows how to handle his meat. Yes, indeed. Ugh. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, takes us a little bit more into the I'm not so sure if I would eat that realm, because we got some hot dogs coming up, but not the way you might think. Let's take a look here. There's a big old sloppy helping of cheese, a hot dog, yeah, and then some sauce. Over on the green machine, we've got Toxic Man Flu. Hail, sir. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, so that thing's mostly sauce right now. A little bit of, that looked like corn and peas with some tomatoes, and then who knows what the hell that is. That might be more cheese. And once again, who the hell knows what that is? And then he's going to top it with some more meaty stuff. And he's going to come over here, I don't know, they, and then this right here, okay? Just to avoid confusion, this is cheese, okay? All right? And before we move on from that, hold on. Snail Messiah said about the steak, he said, I'd sous vide that steak for 24 hours at 59°C, covered in a mix of 80% butter, 20% blue cheese, and seared off in rosemary. That sounds delicious. He also says that this looks like sadness in a bun. And Toxic Man Flu over on the Rumble side says, what the hell is that? You'll see. All right, and now remember, this is cheese. She's just, he, she, it, whatever the fuck this is just cooking up some cheese. Cheese, tasty, right? Yeah. And, yep. You can guess how this is going to go. Yeah, put some hot sauce on there. Yeah, some more greens, because you can never have enough greens with your heart attack. And then they take that, they scrape it, and then they roll it. Because that's like, it looks like egg, but that is in fact cheese that it is enrobed in. And then, skadoosh, there it is. Your, whatever you want to call that hot dog burrito thing, right? Like, this thing, in my personal opinion, is practically inedible, okay? It's just so much. Like, I personally would have expected them to put 2 or 3 hot dogs in there to balance out the bun and the amount of sauce and everything else they put in it. But, apparently some people just like a saucy cheese dog. You know what I mean? Uh, Snail Messiah says, okay, I need my diabetes medicine now, just having watched that. I can understand that. Toxic Man Flu says, I am now not hungry. Oh, come on, bro. You mean that this isn't the most appetizing hot dog you've ever seen in your entire existence? I mean, honestly, the amount of cheese and sauce on this thing alone should make you happy to just, lubricate your arteries a little bit. Hail to TZ Burton over on the Rumble side. What is up, my friend? We're checking out one of the most horrific hot dog combos that I've seen in a long time. And, I gotta be honest, I might try this if they added 2 more hot dogs to that bun to balance out the amount of sauce that they put on it. The cheese doesn't bother me, but the sauce that they put on it, they put like 16 different types of sauce on it. Like, there's only so much flavor your brain can process at one time. You know what I mean? Gosh. TZ Burton says, I saw you streaming. Yes, indeed. It's amazing how that works. Yeah. Toxic Man Flu says, I'd be stopped up for a month after taking one of those dogs. Wait, no homo. Yeah, all the homo from you, sir. All the homo. Yeah. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is pure and simple rage bait. Now, normally I try to avoid rage bait, but this one looks like something I might actually try if I were to make it myself. I would not try it with the ingredients, the half-assed, nasty ingredients this crazy lady makes. All right? I would not. Toxic Man Flu says, hot dogs are awesome. I love a good hot dog. I won't lie. Snail Messiah says, I'll tell you what, Cory, if you ever come to DK, Denmark, I will treat you to Danish hot dogs. I would not mind that at all. Rumble says, or TZ Burton's on the Rumble side says, Rumble puts who is streaming at the top of the follow tab. Following tab. That's nice. That's actually really nice. I'm glad to see that Rumble is actually improving as time goes on. TZ Burton says, oh, so does Obama. Oh, wait, wrong hot dog. Yeah, that's a weenie. A weenie, not a hot dog. Specifically a weenie. Yeah. Roll a quarter size, probably. All right, so now for the rage bait, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I might try this if I made it at home using my own ingredients. But let's see what Rage Bait Queen does. Okay, this lady pisses me off every time I see her cook. And every time you see one of these metal pans, you know it's gonna be bad. Okay? Bad. Let's get into it. So she starts with some taquitos. All right? Taquito, and then that's actually some taco sauce, if you will, and then some ground beef, and then some taco seasoning, look like McCormick's, and then refried beans from Rosarita, and then, of course, she smooths that out nicely, and then this is the part that kills me, nacho cheese. That's fucking nasty. I'm going to pause it right there real quick, all right? Hold on. If you're using canned nacho cheese on anything, I'm automatically judging you. All right? And that's all I have to say about that. Because if you're going to be making a Mexican dish, you could at the very least use queso fresco or some kind of Mexican salty cheese that's just incredibly good and delicious. Now, in the back room, coming from the back side, what's up? It's Christian Delorme, our good friend, joining us from the road. Hail, my good sir. He's just driving,
I prefer coming from your backside, Cory. The road is so boring.
Yeah, you would.
Yes.
You would.
Yes. Yes, I would. Giggity.
Giggity. It's wonderful to see you, sir.
It's great to see you back in your normal Saturday afternoon slot. I've been annoying you for 4 months, finally. And in case anybody wonders, this is not a blue screen. There we go. All right. I got that out of my system.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, please resume, sir. I rudely interrupted.
Oh, you're totally fine. Now that I'm done ranting about nacho cheese and how much of a fucking blasphemous nastiness it is, Toxic Man Flu says, "Hail to the Christian Delorme."
Hail, Toxic Man Flu. I love you, man. You're funny, you're witty, and you're quick. Three good qualities in a man, and you love my jokes, so you're a good guy material.
Hell yeah. So as we can see here, she put 2 cans of salsa on top of it, black olives, and then more shredded cheese, which is more acceptable than that nacho cheese nonsense. And then she, of course, she covers it with more tortillas to make it like a Mexican baked casserole. All right. And then this is also a travesty. She's spraying it with, I can't believe it's not butter. I hate your face, lady. And then she bakes it for like 17 hours and tops it with more nonsense. It's more salsa, some lettuce, and of course drizzles it with sour cream. And there's your taquito lasagna, if you will. You know what I mean? That was horrifying, in my personal opinion. It might be worth making if you made it from scratch at home, not using a bunch of pre-made ingredients. Yes, that would take 27 hours to do, but it's totally worth it, in my personal opinion. Snail Messiah says, there's an Italian chef who does reactions to people cooking. You should see him cry when he sees Americans make an Italian pasta dish. Kind of like how I'm crying now. Yeah, everyone that has a good cooking sense should be crying after seeing this dish, because that was a travesty in the way that she did it. Toxic Man Flu is laughing. TZ Burton says, looks awesome, but probably be banned after RFK gets into office. You don't think this is healthy enough for RFK? Really? Toxic Man Flu says, wait, fucking margarine? Yes, margarine. Because this lady has no idea that the true artery goodness comes from butter. Okay? TZ Burton says, it took me an hour to make breakfast today. That sounds like that probably was a good breakfast, because he's told me about some of the things he's cooked, and it sounds delicious. And Snail Messiah is, of course, laughing. And once again, this is the single most tragic portion right here, is the fucking nacho cheese. This is disgusting. I hate her for even using nacho cheese like that. It's gross, and I'm judging everyone that thinks it looks delicious. I am judging you like you're at the pearly gates,
Cory,
boys.
What's up? But Cory, for a bunch of 16-year-old football kids, 16-year-old football, end of the year, a bunch of growing boys, and that would be awesome. That would be their best meal.
Yeah, they would get down on, yeah, that would be like a pregame snack for those guys, for sure.
Yeah, so I wouldn't take it to a wedding or a stag or something, but for a bunch of kids, 16, 17, hell, my 27-year-old son who's in the Army with all his buddies, they would probably munch down on that and not say a word.
Oh, yeah. I bet they would. Absolutely, 100%. Hail and greetings and salutations from One Man's Show. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you back here on the regular time. We've got some more crazy shit for you, but before we get there, Toxic Man Flu says, real butter we stole fair and square from the Indians, or don't cook it. You're damn right, sir. You're damn right. Hell yes. Now, this next one, okay, is something that I would eat. It just looks horrific the way the person makes it. In my personal opinion, no judging if you think this person is an artisan, but let's just analyze before we get started. We have a gigantic slab of meat laying on a bed of bacon and stacks of cheese. All right. The meat has been partially butterflied, not completely butterflied, more just slit and ready to be stuffed. So let's get into this, shall we? Stuff one side with cheddar cheese, squish that down, take some onions, stuff it into the next slot, and then some peppers on top of that, and then he rolls it over and sticks, that's right, jalapeno peppers straight down the center, then more onions and peppers, and some more cheese. Yeah, all right. Oh. Automatically, this sounds delicious to me. Now, that he's stuffed it, he squeezes some kind of juice on it, I don't know, and then starts the wrap. That's right, bacon wrapping. I would eat the crap out of this. You guys have some pepper and salt blend there. Wrap it up in the foil. Ooh, this is gonna be so good, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and look at that. It's perfectly cooked, and then the way it's cut and displayed. A little bit of salt and pepper for taste. Like, look at that. That is an amazing piece of meat right there. I would eat that so much. Oh. Hail to Mavis Beacon. Says, damn. Yeah, so good. Hail to my friend Fat Steven. What is up, my fat gamer friend?
Steven, how are you doing?
He says, why'd you let the Frenchman on the panel?
Because he's got good taste in friends.
I do indeed have good taste in friends, but I also have a limited supply thereof. Oh, yeah, that was partial dig. Just kidding. Gosh.
Cory. Sorry, Cory. I've been married for 25 years. You can't hurt my feelings anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 25 years of marriage means that your feelings are impervious to damage. Exactly. Snail Messiah says, this dish is so crazy it might just work. Minus the cheese. I disagree. That's heresy. You can't exclude the cheese. The cheese is just I would not use cheddar, though. I will say that right now. I would probably go with a Monterey or pepper jack cheese.
Yeah.
Because they are just so much better than plain cheddar. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, modern cheddar is not orange because of the cream they use like old school cheddar. It is orange because they dye it. Okay? Natural cheddar these days is white. If it is a golden brown out of natural, you paid a lot. If it's a gold color, yellow, anything other than white, and it's not dyed, then you paid a lot for that cheese, and it was worth it. But I'm just saying, this looks delicious. One man's show says pass, but it's just me. So it's a waste of ingredients. I can see that. You could do a small version of this and treat yourself to a wonderful meal, though. Hail to the Nate D, who doesn't love the D. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Awesome to have you here, as always. And Toxic Man Flu says pepper jack. That's right. If you wanted to get really super fancy, you probably could get some provolone up in there and get a nice smoked provolone to go along with that as well. That'd probably be delicious. I don't know how adventurous you would want to be, but you could also go with some habanero jack, because the spiciness of the habanero is always amazing. One Man Show says, plus I would dice those peppers rather than use rings. I agree, because I prefer being able to evenly distribute the peppers, so I get enough of the peppers in each bite. Just doing the rings kind of unevenly distributes that, but that's just me. Yeah. Ooh, and Fat Steven says Havarti. Yes, sir. The rich, bold flavor of Havarti would be amazing inside of this dish, especially paired with those peppers and the jalapenos specifically. Sounds so delicious.
Just a little to add. In my lunch, I got Havarti and jalapeno cheese. So nice. After when I park, that's what I'll be nibbling on. Just saying.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love me some good Havarti cheese. Especially on a burger. Not gonna lie. Snail Messiah says, if anything, I would use cream cheese and coarse ground pepper, about 10% pepper to weight, and stuff some tomato. That doesn't sound like a bad alternative, honestly. That does sound pretty good. The next one is more along the lines of why the food. Because I personally love chili cheese or Philly cheesesteaks. Absolutely love them. They're some of the best sandwiches you could ever get in your life when they're made correctly. Now, this next one, however, is a cheesesteak taken to a what the food level. All right? This is a cheesesteak. All right? They take a cheesesteak, they chop it up, and then they slap more cheese onto it, flip it to melt it, and then slap it back inside of another bun to, Again, it may not seem that gigantic, but this is a full cheesesteak sandwich chopped up and put inside of another cheesesteak sandwich. Okay? It's crazy. TZ Burton says, I'm just here to smash the like button. YouTube is an asshole. That's right, TZ. They are. Thank you for the like on YouTube. But, I mean, I would eat this. I just don't understand why, is all. Why you would have to cut up a perfectly good cheesesteak to turn it into a cheesesteak. You could literally just top it with more cheese and not have to do the double carb thing. However, carbs are a wonderful source of energy, so I'm not bashing that. It's just, do you like Philly cheesesteaks? Have you had a Philly cheesesteak, Christian?
Oh yeah, many times, many times. I love that. That's a great lunch meal with a soup.
It really is. It really is. I've actually had a variation
Yes.
on a Philly cheesesteak that utilized the ingredients of a wonderful French dip sandwich. And
Okay.
it actually came out really good because the French dip sandwiches don't typically, they typically come with an au jus sauce, and they don't come with like the peppers and stuff inside of them most of the time. Okay, but when you take the onions and the caramelized peppers and all this other stuff, and you throw it inside, and you dip it in the au jus, and you have a nice like French bread on it, it is one of the most amazing sandwiches you can have. I would
Oh
recommend
yeah.
trying that out. It's so good, and who doesn't love a good French dip with au jus? I mean,
Exactly.
so tasty.
How can you not
Oh,
be fat with shows like yours? Like, there's no way I can lose weight now that we're friends, Cory.
hey,
Seriously.
that's all willpower. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Oh, One Man Show says, I would just take 2 sandwiches and serve with French onion soup. That sounds delicious as well. I would absolutely do that. I love some good French onion soup. That's good. Fat Steven says Cory needs to have a donor. Um, who says I don't have a couple organ donors on backup? Yeah. When you get fat and you eat like I do. Oh wait, I can't get fat, but when you eat like I do, your insides feel fat. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. The next one is the most supersized thing. Oh no, a Dawn Air. Okay, Dawn Air. I don't know what that means. Dawn Air.
We get that Donair. It's called Donair. It's a Canadian thing. It
It's a
first started,
sandwich. Okay.
yeah, and it originated in the Maritimes in Canada, in the province of Nova Scotia, north of Maine.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I would love to try that. Then he says it's a hero type sandwich, and I love that. What kind of meat would you put in something like that?
It's processed meat, but it's meat that comes into a big chunk like that, and they just slice it right off and they put it on the donair. It's almost like Philly cheesesteak meat, but it's processed meat.
Okay.
And you can, yeah, and it comes with lettuce, tzatziki sauce. Depending where you go, you can have the Greek or the Lebanese, but regardless, it's strictly Canadian from down east.
All right. I would love to try that at some point.
Uh-huh.
TZ Burton says, I've had a Philly cheesesteak on South Street in Philly a long time ago. So literally a legitimate Philly cheesesteak sandwich. That had to be the best cheesesteak sandwich ever. Oh my gosh. And of course, Toxic Man Flu says, a boner sandwich must be Canadian.
Yes.
And Snail Messiah says, is he talking about shawarma? It might be a variation
Nope,
thereon,
that's
but
different.
very Canadian.
Shawarma is something different. Like donair is strictly. I think the difference is the meat. But anyway, so they're similar. They're cousins, but they're not related. If that makes any sense, they're not the same. They're different.
It does to me, and Fat Steven simply says, no, it is not shawarma. Thank you for that enlightening piece of information, sir. Now, let's get into the next one. This is going to confuse some people until you actually figure out what it is. I promise I won't ruin it for you. Yes, that is a cement mixer, and yes, that is a deep fryer full of butter. All right? He pours the butter into the cement mixer. You'll just have to wait and see what this is. Yeah, we got some eggs, some powdered good stuff there, and he's just mixing it up. Mixing it up. That is, I don't know what that was. I think it was vanilla, maybe, inside of a Mountain Dew bottle. And then, of course, adds flour. And then a gigantic shovelful, 2 gigantic shovelfuls of chocolate chips. And of course, this is a gigantic chocolate chip cookie, ladies and gentlemen. And they used a forklift to put it in their oven. And then they baked it. And yeah, there you go. The largest chocolate chip cookie I have ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Wow.
That was the biggest chocolate chip cookie ever. Let's just get another look at that. Wow.
And to give you context, I'm looking at the weight. You got a friend of mine used to be a baker for Tim Hortons. You're looking at about 200 pounds of dough right there.
Right. That is a lot. That is a lot. Hail to Mass Grave. He says, "That's the way the cookie crumbles." Indeed, sir. Indeed. TZ Burton says, "My niece always brings us elk meat from Montana when she comes to visit." I love elk. I love elk. It is an amazing, amazing meat. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. Over on the Rumble side, TZ Burton says, "This is the proper way to cook." You're darn right. Mass Grave says he had shawarma for the first time 2 weeks ago in Denver. Nice. I still have not yet had shawarma. And Mass Grave, next time you're in the Denver area, hit me up anywhere you can find me. That's where I live. We can go get some food or something. Snail Messiah says, "Puts the buttery directly in its arteries." You're right, it does. This cookie is amazing. TZ Burton's once again says, "Checking off to YouTube. This is asshole. Yes, see you on Green Machine." And then he says, on the Green Machine, "It's better than sex." That's right. TZ Burton says, "Because if you can put it on your sweetie pie." Okay. Hail to Growing Granny over on the Rumble side. Laughing a little bit there. Hail, nice to see you. One Man Show says, "Let's see them make an Oreo that way." Right? How much cream would you need for an Oreo this size? If this is a 200-pound cookie, that Oreo would be impressive. Man, this probably doesn't help the diabetes much either. Yep, and then of course you got to get the doggo drinking the milk because why not? I love when people make giant things like that. I remember watching them set the world record for the world's largest pizza. It was like 20 feet in diameter or some shit like that. Gigantic pizza. It was. I love watching stuff like that. It is so good. What?
Now, how do you cook
Toxic Man Flu?
How do they cook the pizza?
They actually set up a bunch of propane burners underneath a gigantic metal plate. And they did like a heat cap over the top of it with a crane. It was crazy. I'm gonna change this so we don't have to see that guy's ugly face. All right. Toxic Man Flu says, "Are you seeing the Rumble rants?" I am going to have. Oh, of course. For some reason, StreamYard does not pop up the Rumble rants. So over here on the Rumble side, Toxic Man Flu for $2. Thank you, sir. Says, "Nothing about this is wrong. That was with the steak wrapped goodness with the cheese and the peppers. Yes, sir. That was amazing." And for another $2, he says, "That's a big Twinkie." If we could make a Twinkie that size, you are correct, sir. And of course, he says, "Screw StreamYard." Unfortunately, I don't want to take the time to learn anything new. And of course, Fat Steven for $10. Thank you, sir. He says, "Can you see the money? Show us the money." Yes, little Jerry Maguire in there. Thank you, sir, for the $10. And Toxic Man Flu, thank you so very much for the $4. You guys are amazing. Always wonderful to have supporters like that. I do wish it would notify me that I'm getting Rumble rants, though. That is really, really obnoxious. Makes me feel kind of upset that Rumble hasn't integrated like that yet. But, One Man Show says the glass of milk would be impressive. Maybe a kiddie pool. A kiddie pool or one of those oversized like margarita glasses you see in weird clubs. You know, perhaps. Excuse me, very much. Sorry. Fat Steven says, without using Rumblebot, it is a PIA. I'm assuming he meant piece of shit POS. And I didn't realize there was a Rumblebot that would help me with that. I will have to go in and check it out. For sure. Snail Messiah says, leave that cookie out for Santa. At this point, it's what you call a bribe. That's right. You better give me some good stuff. Real Wade Nation Gaming, he says, you free in 4 hours. Unfortunately not, sir. I have a job interview, and then I have some friends coming over to work on other production stuff, so I will be busy after this stream, unfortunately. Toxic Man Flu says you got a $5 one from TZ Burton, which means I missed it. TZ, I apologize, sir. Oh, there it is. There it is. Of course, all I needed to do is scroll up. My inequity is showing. He says for $5, thank you, TZ Burton, for the $5. He says, it's been a while since we saw you live on the food stream. Here's some food. Hail to Christian DeLorme. Thank you, sir. I will probably utilize some of this money stuff to get some tacos or something. Yeah. Oh, I see. Fat Steven says PIA, pain in the ass. Sorry, forgot the T. It's all good. Pain in the ass. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely pain in the ass. Railway Nation says you're good. Thank you for the understanding, sir. Perhaps in the future we will be able to get on a stream together. If I get this new job, I will have some additional free time. So we'll see how that goes. Toxic Man Flu says, best of luck on the interview. Thank you, sir. And TZ Burton says, no worries. Thank you for your understanding. Even though I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, I'm still a boomer in some ways. I forget that, some newer platforms don't quite have the integration as the YouTube. All right, but now moving on to another hot dog nightmare. It's Italian hot dog from Panko Pizza in Middletown, New Jersey. Yeah. Massgrave says, get that bread. Yep. Getting that bread, sir. Now, okay. I want to apologize. Okay, before I start this. This is a horrific thing to see, especially the end. Fat Steven says, Restream integration is coming. Hopefully, they do it better than Yards. I guess we'll see. I hope it works out. All right, so here we go. Here's your hot dogs. They're going to deep fry the hot dogs for some reason. Because, that works. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, that's mustard. They're slathering mustard inside. They shove 4 hot dogs down in there, which is what that last one should have used. Those are some peppers and onions. They seasoned those up a little bit. And then I'm not sure what those are. Those could be potatoes. Not 100% sure. And then more ketchup than God himself would ever even allow. And then there's that man who's fat and who's really disgusting. But again, 4 hot dogs. All right. Whatever kind of bread that is, that looked like some poppy seed bun going on there. More mustard than any human should be allowed to eat. Then he deep fries everything in this, by the way. So if you have health issues, this is not a food for you. Oh, man. And then the amount of ketchup. Okay, there's too much ketchup. All right? Too much ketchup, in my personal opinion. Over here on, we've got a Ko-Fi donation from Toxic Man Flu. Let's pop on over to the Ko-Fi side and see what he's got for us here. I got to push some buttons here. Holy goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Toxic Man Flu for 50 American dollars says taco money. Christian is currently having some buffering issues from that side. We'll go ahead and remove that one and put him back up. There you are. Hello, sir. Taco money. That is a lot of tacos. Holy shit. $50, Mr. Man Flu. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I don't think you understand how many tacos that will get me because I make my own tacos at home, and $50 buys me enough for like 150 pounds of taco stuff. Yeah, that's probably a slight exaggeration, but not by much. Oh my gosh. And one man show on the quad dog says pass, hard pass, ew, hard pass. Man, yeah, I would pass on this hot dog monstrosity as well. TZ Burton says, I ranted to Nerdrotic and he didn't read it. I don't know how a streamer can see all the chats coming in. It's okay. I just feel bad because I'm not anywhere as big as Toxic Man or as Nerdrotic or Toxic Man Flute for that matter. So it's I like to try and get you guys as much recognition as you not only deserve but as I can give you, because without you guys, as always, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Toxic Manflu on the Rumble side says deep fried dogs are the bomb. You're darn right. I've had some deep fried dogs. They're pretty good, but I just don't see the point unless you're going to doctor them up before you deep fry them. Like I've had deep fried, like practically deep fried corn dogs that I could literally gain 700 pounds off of. Man. Snail Messiah says, I think I only have one question. Why? Because people exist and they do weird shit. Yeah. Mass Grave says, ugh, Philly cheese dog. I hate it. Nice. One Man Show says ketchup squeeze bottles always release too much. Yes, but there is a moment where you realize you can stop squeezing, and that person did not notice it at all. Snail Messiah says, I made croissants. Time to bite into it. Hell yeah. Nate D says this dog thing is disgusting. I will agree with that. Mass Grave says everyone is bigger than Toxic Man Flu. He's a virus. That's a fair point. He says, wow, I can't type today. None of us can, sir. It's fine. Toxic Man Flu says, oh, hell yeah, we do a hamburger patties between 2 tortillas with a slice of cheese. Can make those last a week. Soup too, especially in the winter. Okay. One Man Show says, aren't corn dogs usually deep fried? That really depends on how you make them. A lot of them are just baked. You can deep fry them to make them into the corn dogs initially, but I prefer baking just because it gives you a better consistency. There's less loss on the batter. Toxic Man Flu says, stop squeezing. Tell that to Harvey Weinstein. I would, but he wouldn't listen. Honestly, his jacked up junk makes him a little aggressive. So, can't really... Then, of course, I reopen the video screen, and there's that guy with the ketchup all over his face. Makes me instantly queasy just seeing his face again. Toxic Man Flu says, Texas corny dogs, the original, are battered and fried like Long John Silver's. Ah, okay. I wouldn't mind trying a Texas corn dog. Everything is bigger in Texas, but everything's usually better in Texas as well, especially the Mexican food. Yeah. TZ Burton says, not food related, but my wife used to work in an ER. You should see what people shove in their butt. Well, on that note, I follow a lot of medical subreddits and stuff like that, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of x-rays of stuff in people's anal cavities, and it's disgusting. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not even halfway through yet, so just get ready for it. Yeah. Snail Messiah says it's kind of food related. It is once you realize the amount of people that put potatoes in their butt. Toxic Man Flu says, ha, I work in the medical industry and you aren't lying. No, you're not. Toxic Man Flu says, I've got comics division in my ass right now. Well, maybe you should do your work. This next one is literally just going back to the basics. Let's take a look at it, all right? He's going to boil some eggs, all right? He cracks them. There's your fried egg. He just chops up some sausage and stuff like that, makes it into a patty and rolls the egg in it. And then he rolls that, he breads it, and then he deep fries it. And then he chops up some greens and he turns that into a nice putty. He puts some more meat in there, and then he's, rolls that or the meatball, deep fried it meatball into that. He batters it, he deep fries it, right? And then he turns to some sausage that he mushes with some barbecue sauce, and then he rolls the meatball in that and he batters it, and then of course he deep fries it. And then he takes some more meat and some, turns and makes another meatball. And then he rolls the meatball in that. And then he batters it. And then he fries it again. Yep. Yep. And then he squishes out more meat and he rolls the meatball in that. And then he batters it. And then he fries it again. All right. And then you have your deep fried egg and your deep fried meatball right next to each other. And then of course he dribbles some more stuff on it. And honestly, this looks really good in my personal opinion, especially once you get to the presentation portion. Like, I don't know about the small egg, but I might eat the big thing. Like, that's a meatloaf wrapped inside of a meatloaf, wrapped inside of a meatloaf, wrapped inside of it, like wrapped around a meatball with an egg in the middle of it. Like, oh, it looks delicious. Gosh. TZ Burton says, eat Turon. It's a Filipino fried banana. Very good. I might have to try that out sometime. Snail Messiah says, remember the episode of Scrubs where Turk gives his girlfriend a pen made from extracted from butts? Made me laugh so hard. Indeed. Toxic Manflu says he's made this and it's amazing. All right. All right. I would absolutely try this. I'm not going to lie. Nate D says, what the hell is this? It is the world's most confusing yet looks most delicious meatloaf, deep fried meatloaf meatball. Looks good. Looks good in my opinion. Snail Messiah says he would try it. And Massgrave says he would as well. I agree. This does look like something that would be quite delicious to eat. It might take me a few sittings to get through all of it because of the sheer size, but it does look incredible. I love compound dishes like that. I as long as they're done properly. I've seen some nightmarish things. We've seen some nightmarish things on What the Food before. And yeah. So this next one is called a double quesadilla fried chicken burger. All right. Wow. And we're just gonna take a look at how he does it. So that's of course smashing the burger down into a gigantic patty size, butter up the tortilla, fry the tortilla. As to the meatball, One Man Show says it seems like it would be fairly greasy. I agree. Toxic Manflu says if you sliced that thing and put it on sourdough with cheese, that does sound delicious. And then of course, this is a gigantic tortilla with a burger in the middle. And again, I would eat this. It looks amazing. And there's the guy from the hot dog video again. But seriously, though, this does look delicious, in my personal opinion. Yeah, and Talk to Manflu says, I do this. That's awesome. It's been a while since I've made a double-decker quesadilla. And this just makes me want to do it. The fried chicken and pickles, not a huge detriment, in my personal opinion, towards making this a good burger or good quesadilla. I'm not 100% sure on what those are. Those might be like jalapeno poppers or something. But it looks delicious. Toxic Man Flu says, in fact, I'm going to ask Mrs. Flu to make one right now. Aren't you a lucky bastard? It just looks so good. It looks delicious to have this double quesadilla burger with fried chicken and pickles. I mean, the inner fat kid in me is drooling like crazy. Oh, man, I can't believe that. And the next one, I hate streamers that do this in restaurants, okay? I hate them. Because you'll see why, but I absolutely hate when streamers do this, but this has earned a supersize. This is a burrito from Chipotle. Starts with 10 tortillas, all right? And he's going to do all the fixins on this. We'll just let that play through while I check some chats here. One Man Show says, not a pickle fan. They release too much water. That's fair. That is fair.
And they
also, they'd release. Yep. What's that?
I said, and they squirt.
And they squirt. There you go. Not a fan of
Sorry.
the squirting, I guess. Snow Messiah says, I just can't with all the cheese. If any cheese at all, I would do less of it and go with higher quality. Actually, that actually has taste and not just fat delivered from in a stringy form. So this is why I hate streamers that do this kind of shit in a restaurant. Yeah, because that line behind him, he spent $171 on this burrito at Chipotle. Okay, and we'll just go back over this one more time. All right, 10 tortillas, white rice. All right, black beans, pinto. They do double of every meat. Ooh, triple of every meat. And then peppers. Yep, queso. Big old scoops of queso, right? And then let's yeah, this is where things start getting gross. He's going to start throwing all of the salsas on it. I love corn salsa, don't get me wrong. It's the guacamole that kills me. Look at the amount of guacamole that's on that. That is so gross. I hate guacamole in the first place, but oh, and then they wrap it up and yeah. Yeah, so it was dead a second ago, and now there's like 15 people behind douchebag that needed a giant burrito, but at the same time, like when you spend $171 on a burrito, you better get something that big. Just saying. Toxic Man Flu says, it's time we plan our meals again. Make them events for family and friends together. I agree. We do need to get back to the family and friends sitting around a table eating ungodly amounts of food until they all feel like they're about to explode. One Man Show says, I want to eat my food, not wear it. That is fair. That is fair with this burrito. Snail Messiah says, I respect that burrito. Yeah, dude, that is a hell of a burrito. And as a person who loves burritos almost as much as life himself, I would try to eat this minus the guacamole. But the real problem here is I think that 80% of this burrito is getting wasted and thrown away. Obviously, this guy did it for clicks and stuff like that, but that burrito, oh my gosh. Wow. One Man Show says, I'd like that in a bag, please. And the entire staff laughs at you. And they're like, we don't have a bag this big, bro. What are you talking about? Oh, I want it in a bag. I wanted them to take all of that and put it in a bowl so I could have one of their burrito bowls made out of all that shit that guy just made. Do you imagine the burrito bowl size on that? Jeez. Like, I'm going to bring that back up just one more time just to show the sheer size of this burrito because, like, holy goodness. It's literally the biggest burrito I've ever seen. Okay? Seriously. TZ Burton says, Jerry can get that up his butt. Gary can get that up his butt. Gary with a G. I always forget how to say his name. Anyway, yeah, he does like it in the butt. That's for sure. But that burrito is like, wow. All right. And the next one, ladies and gentlemen, you can see what's up with that. I'm going to double check the chats real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything else because it does that stuff to me all the time. It doesn't tell me because I haven't integrated stuff yet. But, okay, as you can see, this is a ridiculous size of everything. It's apparently chocolate milk and Big Thai milk tea with soft cookies. So yeah, just look at this. I hate this lady's face. I'm just going to say that right now. I hate her face. I don't really think this is halal. But, you know, like, what the hell is, like, how, why? Why would you need something that big? This is just a waste. And not to mention not a waste of food, but a waste of money, okay? Rich Creamy, you could get that small size and it would be fine. And look how stringy that is. It's mochi and kunafa filling. I don't know what that is, okay? But, like, those are normal size cookies that make sense. Like, the size of this alone, that's enough coffee. Toxic Man Flu says that thing weighs more than she does. You are correct. It seems like it does. This is more than enough coffee to fuel. Like, if you were to fill that with coffee and not just chocolate milk, I guess, then that would be enough to probably keep an entire tribe in the Amazons alive for a couple of days just off of the fat and calories that are inside of that thing. I hope this lady has a good supply of insulin on hand. But the thing that gets me, other than the stretchy shit in the middle of the cookie, okay, what the fuck is inside this chocolate milk? Okay? Like, she does not explain what these logs floating inside the chocolate milk is. Okay? In my opinion, looks like shit. All right? Blech. One Man Show says chocolate milk. No. Hot cocoa? Sign me up. Skip the cookies. That's fair. Snail Messiah says they might be marshmallows. They could be. You're not wrong. But I've never seen a marshmallow that looks hollow and kind of clear. So this is really what trips me out about what's going on here. Yeah. TZ Burton says breast milk? Hopefully not. Well, I mean, it technically is breast milk. Milk comes from titties, just not always human titties. I mean, come on. Like, shit. That was the largest cup of chocolate milk I've ever seen. And the fact that that lady can guzzle down that much cream, she's got to be popular among the boys. And then this next one. One Man Show says maybe she's rolling up the surface layer. That is a possibility. That surface layer did look pretty solid. That's just a lot. You know, that lady can guzzle cream like no one. All right. This next one is obviously made for a restaurant. Okay. We'll just get that out of the way right now. This is obviously made to feed a shitload of people. However, the sheer size of this 100-layer lasagna, is like, I would try to make it through this lasagna. The entire lasagna. Yes, it's 100 layers, and yes, it probably weighs as much as both of my legs combined, but I would try to eat this. Just, oh my gosh. Just watch. Just watch this. He cuts it open, and it's a fucking lasagna cake, okay? And then he pan fries it to give it a nice little sear crispiness on this. Yeah. Oh, I would eat that so fast, because I love lasagna, okay? It's just the fact that it's 100 layers. Like, if we pause right here, you know, like, look at all this, okay? Look at how much noodle is inside this bitch here. Like, this, like, I need food so badly after even just looking at this lasagna. Oh, Snail Messiah says, I love those. I want to try it. I'm so sorry to any Italian person watching. This just looks so good. I think every Italian person that could possibly watch this show would agree with you, honestly, because, I mean, get to the part where he just, like, pulls it off there. Like, it might not look very appetizing straight out of the pan, but once he cuts that thing and fries it, so good. TZ Burton says, this is food porn. You're darn right, sir. This is food porn. And from now on, when I make lasagna, I'm going to try pan frying slices after the fact, because that just made it look so good. And then topping it with Parmesan, some olive oil, and that looked like it might have been... It's hard to tell what that is. That could be parsley. That could be fresh thyme. Not sure. Obviously, this guy is not only a professional, but someone who needs to earn a medal for his service to humanity. All right, because that just, like, my mouth is watering to the point I might spit. Like, holy shit. Bro, that looks so good. Oh, lasagna. Now, it is somewhat interesting that we had a discussion, a partial discussion, about shawarma earlier.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I have never watched someone make shawarma before. we're going to go through and watch someone make shawarma. Yeah, because this is literally food porn to Cory. All right. They just, oh my gosh, that looks so good. I don't know what they're rubbing on it. And at this point, I don't care. That's so much meat. Every homosexual in San Francisco is watering over how much meat is on this. I mean, honestly, this is like, look at that shawarma, baby. And then they take it and then they cut off the excess and they slap the excess on top to make it a gigantic kebab size, like Turkish kebab size goodness here. And then wood fire, okay? Wood fire, it's just, oh, look at that. Cory does love his meat, and you can quote me on that. And then they just slowly and then they cut the cooked portions off, and then they slap that shit on a grill and then on a sandwich or on top of goodness with the tortillas and the it looks so good, and they can drizzle it and I've never had shawarma, but just watching this makes me want shawarma. Okay? Like, look at that. I'm just going to replay that from the beginning one more time. These people are literally heaven sent because they make some of the best looking food I've ever seen in my life. Tasty. Yeah. TZ says we're officially talking gay food porn now. Yeah, you're damn right. It's totally gay if there's that much meat on the screen. Oh, look at the way that man handles his meat. Oh, it's so good. Oh, yeah, just a nice delicate touch, just one man show says, okay, I wouldn't say no. I know, right? Oh, TZ Burton over there squirting his man juice everywhere. Just, oh my gosh, look how good that is. This orgasmic fucking meat cutting.
Yeah, we're making the women jealous here. Maybe we should tone it down.
Whatever. They can be jealous of my love for the meat. It just, oh my gosh. Okay. I have never seen something so godly in the food realm as the way those men handled their meat. Oh my gosh. Oh. I could eat that all day long, all night long. All night long. Tasty. Would love that.
And you know what, Cory? I'm from Ottawa, which has the highest population per capita of Lebanese people. There's a shawarma shop on every street corner. It's almost like a Starbucks for Seattle. And you can have that. Yeah, it's good. But after so many, you're like, yeah, okay, been there, done that. That's good enough.
Yeah, well, as a newbie, I'll take as much of that meat as I can fit.
Okay.
Toxic Man Flu says, let me swallow that meat. Yeah, it's not the first time he said that. Now, anyone who's drank to excess understands that sometimes you need a little pick-me-up in the morning. Some people might say that that's an alcoholic mindset. However, the very common morning after drink is a Bloody Mary. Now, I have never personally seen a Bloody Mary presented in the way that this one is. All right? It is a gigantic pitcher full of Bloody Mary with a whole chicken on top. We're going to pause it right here. We've got bacon, veggies over here, and a gigantic-ass sparkler shooting out the top of its asshole. It looks like barbecue sauce on it and stuff, but... Massgrave says, last night, currently pretty hungover. Well, I'm sure that this Bloody Mary would cure you of your hangover and put you right back into last night mode. Right back into being drunk, because that is a shitload of Bloody Mary. One Man Show says, no thanks. I agree with that, mostly because I don't drink anymore, but I agree with that. If I was a drinker, that would be a 20-minute exercise. TZ Burton says, I agree with Christian about Lebanese food. It is really good. So this literally looks like a gallon pitcher of Bloody Mary. All right. That is at least a 2 to 3 pound chicken with bacon on the side. And if you want to watch your waistline, there is some veggies right next to it. Do you ever do the Bloody Mary thing, Christian? Maybe. You do the Bloody Mary thing, Christian?
So, yeah, that's what I do. But no, I don't. No, I don't.
No.
I drink. What I'll do, I will be. No, no, no. What I do is I drink my beer with tomato juice.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you a Clamato person?
Nope.
No?
Strictly
Good.
tomato juice. Not
Good.
Clamato. I
I
like
was
Caesars. Caesars are good. But sorry. Sorry, I'm backing up there. I can't multitask.
Oh, you're totally fine. Totally fine. We'll check out some of this chats here. Massgrave says, I'd pass on that even as hungover as I am. Well, I don't blame you there. And One Man Show says, the swizzle broom stick. Yeah. Yeah, there's a broomstick holding the whole thing up, apparently, because, like, wow. I've seen normal sized Bloody Marys with like fried chicken on it and stuff like that, but this is the first one I've seen with a whole chicken attached to it. That's a lot. That's a lot. And a gallon of Bloody Mary, that better be for multiple people. Otherwise, somebody's going back to rehab. Just saying. All right, which one is this? I have to refresh my mind on. Oh yeah, this is the breakfast burrito. Okay. The following breakfast burrito, ladies and gentlemen, is insane. And I would eat this in a single sitting, even with how big it is, because this just looks incredible. Okay? All right, yeah, we start out with eggs and bacon. Just normal eggs and bacon, okay? And some pancakes. All right? They butter up the tortillas, fry those tortillas just a little bit, and then put some cheese on them. You slap that egg and the pancake on there too, yo. Oh, yeah, they put the pancakes on first, and then they put the eggs with the bacon inside of it on top. That's some maple syrup. You Canadian boys should love that. And then they wrap it up in the burrito, and then they fry it. And then this is the part that confuses me slightly, okay? Not the deep frying. The deep frying is an amazing idea. It's the cinnamon sugar on top that I don't quite understand. Like, I get it, but as a good friend of ours might say,
that is not the correct way to eat a cinnamon roll.
It is not the correct way to eat a cinnamon roll. All right, but you take the sugar off of it, and I would eat the crap out of this burrito. Okay, it's everything I love in breakfast wrapped up in one of my favorite foods of all time, which is a burrito. I mean, come on. Oh my gosh, that's like so good. Look at that. Yeah, we're going to watch this one more time because that just looks incredible. Because breakfast, while I don't eat it in the morning, is one of my favorite meals, period. Like anything to do with eggs, potatoes, and bacon is an automatic win in my opinion. But the fact that they're doubling down on this and making it a pancake burrito, so good. Snail Messiah says he's sad again. I'm sorry, sir. I know that you would love to eat this. Hail to Diablo Dame. She says, looks like I joined at the correct time. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, because this is one of the best looking things outside of the cinnamon sugar I would love. And then, of course, the hash browns on the side, if you can call that hash browns, that look more like potato cake. But the injection is a little much.
I know. And for the ladies in the chat, it's a two-hander. Just saying.
It is a two-hander, so ladies, make sure you've got enough grip strength to handle it. One Man Show says, I'm not sure about the pancakes. I would have gone with French toast. That sounds amazing as well. French toast on this thing would be so good. That sounds delicious. Double check the chat one more time just to be sure. TZ Burton sent us a Rumble rant on the Rumble side. He sent us a Rumble rant. Says, Cory, good luck with the interview today. We put all electronic devices down when we eat. Hail, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the good luck, wishes of good luck there. And thank you so much for the $5. That will go very far in feeding my inner fat kid. But this breakfast burrito makes me feel like I need more food in my life. Okay? I need more food in my. That is a gorgeous beard, sir.
Oh, thank you.
That is
I grew
amazing.
up myself. I grew up myself.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice. It's a very well done DIY project.
Well, like I say to the kids up here, I'm a practical old man, not a fashionable man. I grow my beard so I can stay the freaking warm up here in Canada. And you being from Colorado, you can sympathize.
I
Minus
can.
20, it's freaking cold.
It is, and it's a wonderful idea to have a beard during the wintertime. I wish I could have kept mine, but my eczema flared up so bad that it literally was hurting me, so I had to cut my face. But
Right.
uh,
Well,
like
thank you, Corey. You got a nice face too.
I
While
try.
we're giving each other compliments. Yeah, no, it all fits together. It looks good. There you go.
Thank you.
Now
PZ
we're even.
Burton says you can handle the long hard shaft, ladies. He's just giving you a
There we
nice little
go.
confidence boost there, ladies. That breakfast burrito was it looked so good. This next one is also partially rage bait, but it was labeled American sushi. Okay. I want you to keep two things in mind while we watch this: the sheer size and the sheer cost that this would be to make. All right. Massgrave says, "I wish I could grow a beard." I wish you could too, sir. Every man should be able
Me
to grow a
too.
beard. And
That's right.
I'm sorry you got nerfed in such a hardcore way. God knew you'd be too powerful with a beard.
Well,
So
Massgrave, maybe you're not bald. Maybe you got hair on your head. I don't, so I put hair on my face. So I don't know if that helps you out, Massgrave. Just saying.
I muted myself for that. Yeah, I'm great. He says, I have to make do with my dashing mustache. You know what? As long as you can pull the mustache off, that's awesome. As long as it doesn't look like one of those cheesy little Mexican porn stashes, then more power to you, my friend. Because I've seen some terrible mustaches in my day. And not everybody can be Tom Selleck. That's all I can say.
Or like my daughter calls them, pedo stash. The peach fuzz, the 17, 18-year-old kid, pedo
Yeah.
stash.
The pedo stash. Yeah. See, that's where I'm super thankful for my son's genetic makeup. He is 16 years old and he already has an epic man beard. I mean, it is equivalent to mine when I have it grown out. His mustache isn't just shitty little crap mustache. He got my genes on that stuff. Thank God for that, because I would feel really bad if he had one of those piddly little pedo stashes, as you call it. Massgrave says, you have incredible hair, Christian.
No, thank you. I call myself a sexy bald guy. So I got hair everywhere except on my head. Go figure.
Right? Snail Messiah says, my grandfather told my dad when he was a kid that his beard was the legs of all the spiders he ate when he was that were coming out of his face. Wow. That could possibly terrify a child. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I like that.
Massgrave says, Cory has man genes. You're damn right I do. You're damn right I do. All right, on to the American sushi that makes you go, why would you waste the money? Starts with white rice and fish. Go figure. This is the part that makes it expensive, right here. That's fucking caviar, okay?
Wow.
That looks like it's almost a pound of caviar, I might add.
What's that? That's a lot of something else. What's that brown thing you just put? The flaming thing there.
That I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it might be, let's just go back to the end here. Based on the size and cut of the fillet that they have there, because they've got salmon, they've got tuna, they've got obviously the nasty fucking caviar shit. I'm trying to figure out what that is. It might be tilapia fillet. It might be a really big tilapia, by the way. But it could be one of those. It could be cod. Not 100% sure. It is a very common. Cod is a very common. Snail Messiah says that's not caviar. Then what the hell is it? Because it looks like caviar to me. It doesn't look quite like Kaluga caviar. Maybe beluga caviar. But it does look like caviar. It could be roe. That could be salmon roe, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay? Because salmon roe is also very popular, for those of you who aren't aware, that's eggs. Salmon roe is very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, caviar comes from the sturgeon. It is black. This is just normal roe. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's probably salmon roe. The bonito roe is not that color. It is a darker brown. That is a little more red. Flounder, it could possibly be a flounder, given that they did not follow traditional recipes here, obviously. But the fact that they're searing it, it very easily could be a flounder. But that is like, I love sushi, but let's be real, no one is gonna eat this. No one. They don't even show anyone eating this at the end, which tells me no one is going to eat this.
And is that a bucket of KFC in the back?
Yes, it is. That is a KFC bucket, which tells me this person does not eat salmon, does not eat sushi very often. I mean, their presentation is nice, but again, it's just one of those things. Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, no.
Toxic Man Flu says, disgusting. Yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally wouldn't eat that. If I'm going to have a salmon fillet like that, I'm going to cook it.
I personally don't eat anything that comes out of the water.
My wife is the same way, actually. And for some reason, I had to open this in a separate window. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway,
mind you, I'll eat. Mind you, I'll eat blood pudding. I'll eat liver. I'll eat pig's hooves. I'll eat pig's tail. I'll eat oxtails. I'll eat cow tongue. But I draw the line at fucking seafood and fish.
I can understand where you come from with that. I do totally understand that. My wife is the same way. I personally don't have that restriction because I recognize that everything that I see in this life can be edible to a certain degree.
Right.
That being said, yes, I recognize that crabs and lobsters are literally just arachnids. They are spiders. I eat them anyway.
Yeah.
I love those. I love octopus. I love all that stuff. It's really good. And Snow Messiah says salmon, tuna, and I can't identify the other fish. Yeah, it's really hard to tell sometimes, especially when that video didn't come with audio that I would be willing to share. It's just shitty background music, and it doesn't make any sense. Now, the next supersized food that we have will make Toxic Man Flu have flashbacks, and it will also have anyone who watched Requiem of a Dream have some flashbacks. One Man Show says, doesn't look at all appetizing. Could use some toasted sesame seeds. You're not wrong. Toasted sesame seeds are really good on those things. Not going to lie. But here's your giant gummy worm. And if you haven't seen Requiem of a Dream, go watch it. You'll be traumatized for the rest of your life. But this right here is a huge double-sided... I'm just going to make the joke. This is the biggest dildo ever. Yeah. Blech. Like, look at that.
Okay.
Let's think about how much tooth decay comes along with eating something like this. And you know that children these days would love this thing. Like, kids between the ages of 7 and 12 would just devour this thing whole in a single sitting. Like, who cares if they wind up with diarrhea or constipation, depending on which way the sugar hits them? Who cares if they have a stomach ache and wind up with, here, this is an instant diabetes. Like, you want all of your endocrine system to fail, you eat this one fucking gummy worm. Blah. Toxic Man Flu says, no! Yeah, that's too bad. Snow Messiah says, that's not a gummy worm. We all know what it is. Yeah, it's a two-hander. That's what that is. Toxic Man Flu says, Comics has many of these. I bet he does. They're twice his size, though.
My son calls dildos dream catchers. So I thought that was funny.
Okay. Dream
catchers. That's Canadian military. What can I tell you? Dream catchers.
Right. One Man Show says, not even going to touch that one. Who knows where it's been? Yeah. Right. Hail to John Edgar. He says, what did I just walk into? You just walked into the double-ended dildo gummy worm that could easily be used by several women in certain industries.
Or men.
Or men. Yeah, depending on whether or not they, how they like it. Some like it big.
Dildos Yeah, dildos don't discriminate.
And John Edgar's just laughing. He's simply laughing.
And it's
Yeah,
edible
so
too.
yeah,
You heard of edible underwear?
right?
Sorry.
Could you imagine
Yeah,
if
okay,
this
I'll be
was
quiet.
an oh man. Anyway, I'm just gonna say if they use gelatin in this, I feel bad for the amount of horses that had to be hooved to make that happen. Ugh.
That's right.
Like, I love sweets. I used to love sweets a lot more than I do now, but even that is like, wow. That's something you
A
buy,
step
and
too far.
personally, if I were to buy that, I would literally just hang it up behind me in the box and never open it. It would literally become a solid piece of gummy, and then I would use it to mug people in dark alleys. Because that shit
Yeah.
was like,
Whack
if you've ever
somebody.
played Saints Row, where you can hit people with the Jellybone gigantic 8-foot Jellybone baseball bat, like you'd understand what I'm talking about. Tim Burton, TZ Burton says they just need batteries.
That's right.
Battery
That's right.
operated dream catchers.
Dream catchers, yes.
Oh man. Okay, so this next one, I don't even know how to feel about this one. If it were smaller, I could take it. That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh.
Giggity. But so this burger here, I don't know how you would eat this, but we can break down an analysis here real quick. Okay, there's obviously burger on it somewhere. Okay, but you see, it's got a shitload of fried onions with bacon. Might be like, I can't really tell, but this right here might actually be some fried chicken. They did include the greens so that you can, balance out your diet a little bit. They got a shitload of mayonnaise. Obviously, 3 buns on here. I'm not 100% sure why it looks like it's glazed, but it looks like it's glazed with something. One Man Show says maybe across 4 days. Yeah, this would be easily a 3 to 4 day meal. But the question is, would it keep for longer than 20 minutes? Because that is a lot. Like that is this burger right here is probably 2,700 or more calories in a single sitting if you can get through it. I know some people that could get through this. Okay, I know some guys who can handle their meat, but man, Toxic Man Flu says sweet, right? Right? This is a towering. I would eat this. I would try to eat this at the very least. Okay, at the very least, try to get through this burger, but I just don't know how. I feel like I'd be cheating if I was using a knife and a fork, but at the other time, I don't know. Toxic Man Flu says, love you, Cory. Got to get going. Hope to catch you next time. Your show, show us your meat. Yes. Hope to catch you next time. You show us your meat. That's right. Thank you so much for joining us on the Green Machine there, Toxic Man Flu. I hope you have a wonderful day. And hopefully soon we'll be able to get back together and do some more stuff. Please let me know if you need any reshoots on the project we've been working on. Anyway, One Man Show says you'd have to exclude the mayo. A lot of people don't care for mayo, and especially the amount of mayo that's probably on this burger. It would be prerequisite for me to have the mayo on it because that's extra calories for Cory to pump into his system. It does look good in my personal opinion, but I'm a fat guy on the inside. Toxic Man Flu says, later, Christian, and we will, Cory. Thank you, sir. TZ Burton says, it was glazed with someone from Dick's division. Yeah, a little bit of bull's milk in there. You could customize it with some Nick's nuts if you needed some extra salt in your diet, for sure.
Right.
And the next one I'm sharing just because I want to make you guys sick to your stomach. One Man Show says the bun might have been egg washed during baking. That's very possible. You're not wrong. Very, very possible. I do know that does assist in maintaining the bun's structural integrity during certain dishes.
So many jokes. Sorry.
Now that we've seen some things that we might eat, some things that look good, let's go to something that make you lose your appetite. And I don't even have to explain this one. But I will. This is a double cheeseburger, what looks like to be a bacon or maybe be a mushroom Swiss burger with Oreos.
No.
Oreos. Okay. Yes, thank you. What the food? Yeah, that's right, John Edgar. What the fuck is that? Man, so that's obviously Swiss cheese. I'll just say that right now. That's Swiss cheese with the way that it melted. Massgrave says, ew. Just ew. Ugh. I hope you ate lunch before you watched this show. One man show, that's just wrong. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's wrong on a lot of different levels. And again, this is not something any human being should ever consume. But you know, somewhere out there, some mukbanger has shoved this down their face. All right?
Yep.
And if you guys don't know what mukbangers are, you should watch some more food streams and make yourself really, 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 really motivated to go to the gym. Like, beyond belief. The Nikocado guy lost all that weight so he could start over. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say on that one. All right. Someone called The Hague. Crimes against humanity have been committed according to one man.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. That was bad. That was really bad. Now, Christian, are you a fan of a BLT?
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. All right. What kind of ratio do you like on your BLT? You like shitloads of bacon?
Not too much. It depends how it's cooked. Okay, so I like everything proportional. The lettuce, start off with the lettuce, maybe the less lettuce. I like tomatoes, so double the tomatoes, and then, like you said, a shitload of bacon. Plus, I'm a French guy. We love our mayonnaise, so a fucking dripping coating of mayonnaise, salt and pepper on brown toast with butter on it. So that's how I eat mine.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. I myself don't care for tomatoes, so it would just literally be a bacon and lettuce sandwich. But that sounds wonderful. Honestly, that does sound good. Massgrave says, I don't understand the fascination with mukbang. People are weird. Yes. On that note, if you explore the deeper, darker reaches of YouTube, you'll find that there are channels not only dedicated to mukbanging, but people doing other things to kill themselves slowly, like smoking and various other things, where people actually get off on watching these people wheeze to death. Like it's very strange place, YouTube. Yep. Just saying. CC Burton says, hey, yes, death from snoo snoo. Yes. DC Burton says, more bacon on BLT. I'm glad you said that, sir, because guess what? These are BLTs with a pound of bacon per sandwich.
Oh, right? Nice.
And again, remove the tomatoes. I would eat the crap out of this. I don't know what they did to the bread. It looks like they messed the bread up a little bit, but I would eat the crap out of this minus the tomatoes. I love bacon. I will eat 2 pounds of bacon in a single setting just by myself. Oh, yeah. Massgrave says, yes, absolutely. 100%. And John Edgar says, holy freaking crap. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, I would eat this. My mouth is watering again. And since we're on the topic of bacon, John Edgar says, take my money, damn it. Not the damn it part, but I added that in for effect. Yes, indeed. That just looks great. But we have a very special addition to What the Food today from Christian, and I'll need him to walk us through exactly what this is.
Okay.
So, we have a turkey. Okay.
Okay. So,
what size turkey was this?
It was about a 12-pounder, but this is Canadian Thanksgiving. For those you non-Canadians, our Thanksgiving is in the middle of October. Ours is related to harvest. We get winter in November, December. Harvest comes in October. So we have our Thanksgiving in October. So that was about a month and a half ago. So a 12
Right.
pounder of a baby turkey, 12 pounder.
12-pound baby turkey right here. And then
Yes. That's my
so
lovely wife stuffing it, giggity,
giggity. And what
because
did she
we
stuff it with?
stuffing. So we
Actual
actually put
stuffing.
the
Okay.
stuffing in. We actually put raw stuffing in there, and the stuffing cooks with the turkey.
Nice.
So the stuffing goes on the inside.
Okay, so very, very traditional way of preparing it. Hail to NDB604. He says, howdy, everybody. Everyone.
Hey,
Hello, my son. I hope you are doing well. That is
okay.
my son, by the
All
way,
right.
NDB604, right there.
Ah, cool.
That's my boy with the amazing beard and everything. He says, stuffing the turkey?
Nice.
Yes, indeed. They had Canadian
Giggity.
Thanksgiving recently. Yes, yes, indeed.
That's right.
TZ Burton says
All
October
right.
10th for Thanksgiving in Canada. So, again,
Yeah.
we have bacon here.
Okay, so what it is, okay, so usually what we do, we'll put 3 or 4 strips of bacon on top just to let the bacon grease flavor the turkey. But this time, Melanie opened a package. It was literally half a pound of turkey, of bacon, and she covered the whole thing with bacon. And actually, what you see there is her putting toothpicks to hold the bacon strips in it. So trust me, that thing was flavorful.
Oh, I bet. I bet. And there's the finished wrapping product with the
Yeah.
stuffing inside and the bacon on the outside. Mmm. That looks
Yes.
so good.
Okay.
And now,
That's my
no Crocs
smoker.
in these
Okay.
pictures.
No. I'm a little more conscious about my Crocs in my pictures now. Thanks to you, Cory. But
All
that's a good thing.
right.
All right. So
All right.
that's my smoker. It's a wood pellet smoker. So I got. Okay. I know you Americans say pecan, which sounds a little snooty. We call it pecan, but pecan wood pellets, and that's how I smoke my turkey. So I smoked it at 250 Fahrenheit for the first hour, and that's what
Ooh.
it looks like there. And then 350 for the next 4 hours or 4 beers. So I have a
Mm.
system. Okay. And then that is the end product.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, I know it was delicious. So did I send you the pictures where I trimmed it all up?
You did.
All right.
You
So
did.
that's
And
us. Yeah, and being French Canadian, we actually took the carcass. Is that the good word to use? Carcass,
yes,
and
that's fine.
we made we boiled the shit to it, and we made turkey soup with it, and that's
Mm,
the leftovers. And don't get me wrong, that 1 pound of nice crisp bacon is in a bowl beside on the other side of the sink. So that
nice.
was our Thanksgiving turkey. Delish.
It looks amazing. Mass Graves says people who wear Crocs out of the house have given up on life.
No, no. I'm a trendsetter. I got a bad back, so Crocs are my best friends. When you wear work boots with steel toe and hard soles for 16, 18 hours a day, Crocs are a nice change. Trust me, my friend.
Yeah.
Mark my, yes. So anyway,
Nick says sounds good, but looks better. Yes, it does. Oh,
yeah. Well,
he's
thank you.
also got a very healthy appetite for his inner fat kid as well.
Good, good.
TZ Burton says Canadians are bilingual. They speak both metric and English. I would go ahead
That's
and say
right.
they speak metric and retard units. And just for the sake of it, here's a nice meme that he sent us. And just like that, I was never asked to teach CPR again. Well, when you get a little dirty like that, it does tend to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our supersized what the food. That just looks so delicious with the turkey and the amazingness that you got going on there. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
sir.
sharing that with us, sir. I can't
Well,
wait for
thanks
the
for
next
sharing it
one.
with. Well, thanks for sharing it with everybody else. So thank you.
Hell yes. And Nick is like, my son's like, what was that? I think we scarred him. A little bit.
No.
That's
We're
normal
exposing him
stuff.
for life.
It's the normal stuff for your dad. You should know that already. You've heard the things that come
That's
out of
right.
my mouth. Like, you guys
That's
think I
right.
say some weird random shit here on YouTube. You should hear the things I'm not allowed to say on YouTube that I say all the
No, no,
time.
no. I saw you. You know what? I know you're cool because I saw you play GTA 5. So I know your inner child and your inner self comes right out there. All the filters disappear when you play, and you can actually act out your fantasies, which is like me. I love doing that
Yeah,
in a
it's
game,
so
of course.
fantastic.
In a game.
I will be
Yes.
getting back to GTA 5 as soon as I'm get a little sick of
The
Squirrel with a
squirrel.
gun. Yeah, because I'm having a lot of fun with Squirrel with a gun. I did do some research, though. The Chipmunk suit is an end item game that they made
Okay.
seem you could collect at the beginning. So the studio kind of did a little dirty tricks on us. So I can't get the Chipmunk till the end, which makes me sad. Anyway,
Oh,
TZ Burton
just
says
one
it's
last
German
thing.
porn.
Yes.
One last thing.
From well, I just want to say, did you do something to your clock? Did you put a back to it, or is that just the color of the wall coming through?
That's just the color of the wall coming through.
Oh,
I
okay,
do. I do,
okay,
however, I just bought some lights I'm going to use to backlight the clock so we can see it better, and it'll
oh,
be a little bit
okay.
more, stand out a little bit more. Because this clock up here is the coolest clock that's ever existed because it says talent on it, which is all me
I
all
know,
the time.
I,
What's up?
I know, I know. And my clock, I got a similar clock, except mine is CCR. It says Credence, but because it's on a dark wall of paneling, the backing doesn't come out. So you know what Mel did yesterday for me? She took a white piece of paper and cut the outline and stuck it in the back of the clock. So now you can actually see Credence. You can actually see CCR.
That's
It's great.
awesome.
So
Hell yeah.
that's why I was asking if you did the same. But anyway, enough about me. Why don't you talk about me now, Corey?
All right. Well, I'll let Massgrave talk about you. He says you are redeemed for for the bacon turkey. It looks
Uh,
incredible. Yes, it
Thank
does.
you.
It's so
Thank you.
fantastic. TZ Burton says, thanks, Christian, Corey, and chat. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Yeah.
And he also says, Squirrel with a Gun is awesome. I look forward to playing some more. I will be playing more tonight. I can guarantee I will be playing some more tonight because I am off tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
actually
Me
off
too.
work on a Sunday. It's insane.
Me too.
So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bounce. Christian, pitch your stuff. Tell them where they can find you, what you got coming up.
Okay. Uh, Vinyl Revival on Rumble. You can go under Credence Gold 13, but I'm under Vinyl Revival. We have a stream tomorrow. Hopefully, Corey can join us because it's always more fun with Corey, him and his meat. And yes, 6:30 Eastern. Giggity. Yeah, 6:30 Eastern tomorrow. We are covering classic blues songs remade by modern artists. So we're doing that. And yeah, I got a show basically every Sunday, every second Sunday. We talk classic rock. I bring all these cool people like Cory and other friends, and come and join me. And hopefully, you can enjoy what we like to share with you. So that's about
Yes.
it.
Yes, indeed. Make sure you follow Christian on the Rumble side. It's Vinyl Revival. It is amazing. He's a great guy to be around all the time. He's got a
Fucking
great
right.
sense of humor
Yeah.
and like this guy, he's amazing.
And I'm
Um,
and I'm modest too. And I'm modest too. Let me tell you.
he is incredibly modest. TZ Burton says, I'm working on my bedroom remodel right now. New master bedroom. Nice. Hopefully you get an ensuite for
Nice.
that because every person should be able to go to the bathroom without turning on lights. Just saying. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the
And
morning, you
mirrors on
shouldn't
the
have to
ceiling.
blind yourself. Say that
And
again.
mirrors on the ceiling. Mirrors
Yes,
on the
mirrors on the
ceiling,
ceiling.
Teasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Champagne on
Enhancement.
ice.
Yes.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we'll get some Squirrel with a Gun tonight. Make sure you join me
Yes.
tonight right here. Talks a lot of entertainment. We did unlock the rocket launcher and the grenade launcher. As woefully disappointing as they were, I will have fun blowing up some randos with that shit. Some random NPCs taking some vengeance on behalf of all squirrels. But ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sexy. Don't get murdered. Please don't get murdered, especially by a squirrel with a gun. And as always, have a wonderful time. We'll see you later.